morning, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I'm here at Scott Harvey Kia to bring you the all-new, fresh, right out of the factory, right off the truck, 2023 Kia Sportage. This car was redesigned, majorly redesigned for 2023, an exterior style, an interior room, as well as tech. This is the base LX trim. So let's see if this car is living up to all the hype it's gotten in the press. Right off the bat, tiger nose grille in flat black, looking good. The Kia badge up top, looking nice. LED headlights, LED daytime running lights, LED tail lights in this base trim, which is nice. Fully functional on the grille, top and bottom. I don't like the side vents that are fake on either side. I think that should have been made functional or smoothed out. But so far, a good start. All right, guys, what do you got for wheels and tires on this thing? We have the base 17-inch wheel, gloss black with silver accents. I like the design. It's very nice, very fresh looking. We have standard brakes and standard rotors, nothing special there. And we have 235, 65 sidewalls, all-season tires to really give you a smooth ride. Coming down the side of the car, this color is gravity gray. It's one of my favorite Kia colors. As you can see, we are color matched on the side view mirrors, color matched on the door handles on the front and on the back. I have a fuel filler cap, and then when we get on top of the roof, we have that color matched shark fin antenna. But as you can see on the base model, there is no sunroof. Coming to the back of the car, one thing that I really like is this rear wiper is no longer sitting at the bottom of the rear glass. It is tucked up underneath the rear spoiler and will drop down to wipe the window off. Cleans the whole back end up, and I think it looks terrific. We have our Kia badge here, looking fresh. We have this fake venting along the back, which I do not like, and like I mentioned earlier, you have LED tail lights as well. Here we are at the engine compartment, and what we're looking at for a powertrain on this LX trim is a 2.5 liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder engine making 187 horsepower, mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission. MPGs 23 in the city, 28 on the highway, 25 combined. The engine's minimum octane rating is 87, so you can run this car on regular unleaded gasoline. All right, we are inside this new 2023 Sportage. And before we get started with the interior review, the big question, how much does it cost? Well, for this 2023 Sportage in the base LX trim, there's only two options on this car. The gravity gray paint is an extra and carpeted floor mats is an extra. Everything else I'm going to show you is standard. MSRP $29,555. Let's see what you get. Here we are at the footbox. Pretty plain Jane footbox, right? We got a nice large rubber dead pedal. You have a rubberized brake and accelerator. I do like the carpeted floor mats, which is one of the options with this car. The seats are black cloth, and they are manual assist for the driver and passenger. As you can see, it has this nice two-tone cloth material, which I do like. It's nice and soft. The door panels are looking pretty good in as far as design, but as far as materials, it's pretty Spartan. This is all hard black, flat black plastic. There is no soft touch material on the armrests at all. They are rock hard. We do have that standard brushed aluminum finish you see around the door handles with that nice design around the door handles, and the flat black around the switchgear, but very, very hard black plastic. As we move over to the dash, again, all hard black plastic on the top. I do like this different design here in the middle, and the venting is very nice looking. I like that design coming across and then opening up into this nice large vent here. I think that looks very, very sleek. As we move over to the head unit, this is the base 8-inch Kia head unit. Now with the base LX trim, you're not going to get navigation. However, you will get Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi hotspot, but no navigation with this. All the navigation would have to be through your phone. We do have obviously setup options where you can connect your phone, take a look at your display, your Wi-Fi hotspot. You can go into general and you can get into different systems information that you may need. It is a touch screen, but it looks kind of strange to me without the navigation. First time I've seen a Kia one without the navigation, but on the base model, I can't really fault them for that. As we move further down, you have your heat and air controls here. You have your front defrost, rear defrost, your air conditioning, which we can turn on. We didn't have on before. And then you can select your temperature that you would like to have within the car and your fan speed. As we move further down, we do have a 12 volt here and 2 USBs for charging, which is nice. You have a little tray here for doodads and snacks. As we move down, we have our gear shift that's going to take us through this 8-speed automatic. That's another thing I like in the base model, is we have a torque converted automatic and not a CVT. We do have heated seats for the front driver and for the front passenger, which is really nice. No ventilated seats, but in the base model for under $30,000, the heated seats is a nice bonus. As we move further down, we have your drive mode selector, where you can select through the drive modes of normal, sport, smart, and snow, which is nice. You do have hill descent control, auto hold for your brake. You have your auto off button for your auto stop start. Here we have our rear camera button. So if we hit that, up on the head unit, you're going to get your backup camera with trajectory, nice and clear, beautiful clarity. And then as we come down, if you push this button down, you have your diff lock to lock your center differential, which is also a nice touch on a base model. We have 2 cup holders right there, and then we have a very hard center armrest. Has a little bit of soft touch material on top, but not much. And then we have a standard storage area underneath that front armrest. Here is the Kia key fob for the LX. You have your detonator style Kia key fob where you have your door lock, door unlock, and panic button. But since this is the LX, there is no push button start. You actually have a key where you push that button and the key comes out and you insert the key into the steering column. But overall, nice looking key fob, and no remote start on this one either. You need to go with a higher trim to get that push button start stop, and also your remote start. Kia steering wheel, pretty standard steering wheel for Kia. It really hasn't changed. We do have soft touch material here, rubberized material, no leather. We have your nice Kia badge here in front with this nice aluminum trim ring. On the left, you have your voice commands and telephone controls. And on the right, you have your controls for your cruise control, as well as your safety suite, such as, lane keep assist and those types of safety measures, which I like. And you do have your switch over here for your headlights, as well as your fog lights. And on this side, you have your controls for your front and rear wipers. And look at what we have here for a dash on the LX. It is an all digital dash for the Kia Sportage for the 2023 model year. This looks so cool. And as you can see, as we go through the modes, right now we're in normal. We go to sport, it goes red. We go to smart, it goes purple, and then to snow, and it stays all white with that little snowflake next to it, which is really cool. You can also go through the modes and look at your radio, AM, FM radio controls, as well as a myriad of other options that you can get in this center digital dash area. And then we have our driver attention level. This is a new piece of technology that's been put into the Kia dashes that measures how attentive a driver is when they're behind the wheel and driving down the road. If the car feels like the driver's nodding off, it will shake the wheel and say, hey, wake up. Maybe it's time for you to pull over and get some rest. And I think that's a really nice safety feature, even in the base model for the Sportage. All right, we are now in the back seats of the Sportage, and from back here, you can really feel this extra 7-inch length on this compared to the 2022. There is a ton of room back here. I'm 5'11". I have plenty of leg room. I have plenty of headroom, and the seat is set for where I would be when I'm driving. So beautiful, beautiful setup back here. Again, the door panels on the back are hard plastic all the way around, even on the armrest. Flat black around the switchgear. You have your brushed aluminum finish around the door handle with this nice design that goes around that. But again, everything very hard and very plasticky back here. All right, rear command center. You have your rear heat and air vents and a little spot to stick snacks. That's it. No connectivity in the back of this Sportage in the base model. Armrest. As I pull that down, you have 2 cup holders and very, very hard material on the armrest. Very, very hard. Right, we're at the back of the car, and to open up the rear tailgate, you reach underneath the Kia button, hit the button, and you pull it up. It's a manual assist on the way up on the LX, and you have a ton of space. This reminds me of about how much space I see in the back of my Telluride. Maybe not as much, but man, it looks close. Plenty of room for a couple of roller bags, a couple of suitcases, amps, guitars, bicycles, you name it. You can put it back here, no problem. As we lift up this area here, you got a spare tire. It does come with a wheel lock set, which is nice. And in the back there, you have little styrofoam trays for tools. You do have a 12 volt back here if you need to blow anything up, you know, when you're camping or you're at the beach. And to pull our rear seats down, we have releases right here on the side. You just pull it and the seat goes down. And now we do the other one on the other side. You pull it and the seat goes down, but they do not fold flat. You actually have to go around to the door and push them down flat. So that's kind of a bummer. All right, we are pulling out of the dealership and we're going to take this Sportage for a quick drive. It's the only one they have on the lot, so I cannot have it gone for too long. But right off the bat, let me tell you, these tires feel like balloons on this car. I know they're looking for comfort, but I think the 65 series sidewall is a bit thick, and it really makes this car feel like you're riding on a couple of balloons. I wish maybe we had a bigger wheel and maybe a skinnier sidewall. Maybe go with an 18-inch wheel and cut that sidewall down to 50, because it is really floaty boaty. As far as how this car is behaving, the steering is nice. It is very, very numb, very light, as you would expect in a non-performance car, pretty much a people hauler for the most part. And the visibility I do like. I have plenty of visibility out the front windshield. Plenty of visibility out the side glass. Without that rear wiper in the back, I have even more visibility out of the rear window. A nice large rear view mirror, which I like, which is nice, and nice large side view mirrors, which is nice. So I really have good visibility. I feel like I'm obviously in an SUV, so I'm sitting up higher off the ground, and I know a lot of people like that. It makes them feel safer. I do like the fact that this car has a digital dash. Kia is trying to bring all that down to their newer models as they are redesigned and refreshed, and certainly they did that with the Sportage, with the all digital dash. And again, the infotainment system without navigation built in, but obviously if you have a smartphone, you do have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. That's wired, so if you plug your phone in via the wire into the USB-A that they have available for you, you should be able to take the navigation from your phone and put it right on the screen, and that should solve any problems you may have with navigation that isn't built into the car. And frankly, when I'm driving and I have to go somewhere in my car, I always use the Apple CarPlay for the navigation. I hardly ever use the navigation system that's built into the car. So I don't think that's a big loss, in the LX trim, considering this car's MSRP is under $30,000 for an all-new 2023 refresh or complete redesign. But I love the room. I don't care about the sunroof. I know some people may want to go up to a higher trim or option in a sunroof. I never really use a sunroof in my cars, so I don't care that there's no sunroof there. I don't know how you guys feel about that. Let me know how you feel about the no navigation in the LX or no sunroof, because for me it wouldn't bother me at all. But I like the pickup that this car has. I think 187 horsepower is plenty to get this car up to speed and moving quite well. The 8-speed automatic is very smooth and it's very quiet. And this is why I think automakers that are using CVTs in these cars need to consider moving to a torque converted automatic. The technology in the new automatic transmissions are going to get you pretty much the same gas mileage as a CVT would, and they're so much more quiet, right? The CVT, when you're running it around, it has that buzz to it. Makes the engine sound like it's buzzing around, like a little bee buzzing around your head. And when you put the 8-speed auto or even a 6-speed auto in it, it quiets everything down. And also it's a much smoother engagement through the gears when you're driving, which I think is, a much more pleasant experience. And I love the fact that Kia, even on their base model Sportage for 2023, is putting in an 8-speed. The old Sportages had a 6-speed auto, so they're adding the new 8-speed auto to the Sportage, which I think is a good move. It'll be better for gas mileage, and it'll also quiet the engine down even more when you're running in those highway gears, going 65, 70 miles an hour. I don't have a lot of wind noise coming through, so I like the fact that the cabin is very quiet. I don't have the radio or any music on, so if I was going to hear anything, especially rattles or wind noise, I'd hear it, or creaks coming from underneath the suspension. I don't hear any of that. The car is well damped. It's very comfortable. The only critique I have are the wheels and tires. I think if I'm looking at getting one of these cars, if I were in the market, I definitely see if I could option a larger wheel with maybe a 50 series sidewall rather than this big balloony 65 series sidewall. This isn't going to be an off-roader. This is going to be a car that people use to go to the grocery store, to take their kids back and forth to sports practice or to school, or to work as a commuter car. So I don't really think you need these giant balloon tires on this thing. smaller tire would do the job just as fine. So 18-inch wheel, 50 series sidewall, maybe 45 series sidewall even, would, I think, give you a terrific ride. The one thing I do like, as I mentioned earlier, is this driver attention technology they have in here, where they're basically, the digital dash is basically reading your face, and it can tell if you're falling asleep, and or if you lose grasp of the wheel, and it will, hey, wake up, and it'll beep at you, shake the wheel to get you to respond, and hey, maybe you need to take a break. There is a gauge right underneath that driver attention level that says last break, and it'll give you a time of how long ago your last driving break was. So if you're going on a long trip and you want to stop every 2-3 hours for a break, you can set that, and it'll tell you, hey, it's time to take a break, which I think is a nice piece of technology, so people won't fall asleep at the wheel, or try to prevent them from falling asleep at the wheel. But overall, a nice package, a really nice job. Kia is bringing the style, they're bringing value, they're bringing the big warranty, 5-year, 60,000 mile, bumper to bumper. They're bringing all of that to the market, and I think they're doing some wonderful things. And I just want to thank Scott Harvey Kia here in Ewing, New Jersey, for getting me access to the first 2023 Sportage that they got in. And I want to thank all of you for watching the video today. And if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. Please subscribe and turn on that notification bell so you'll never miss another Shabby's Rides video. And I'll see you later. Take care, everybody.